gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the chief guest of today's program, Mr. Zafar Masood, President, Bank of Punjab and Chairman, Pakistan Banks Association.
अनवर सईद साहब, दोनों हमारी प्रिंसिपल हजरात नुदरत साहिबा और कुलसूम साहिबा, डॉक्टर फौजिया, सलमान अख्तर, अली जौहर साहब, thank you very much for your invite for this conference. This is a very important congregation today indeed. It's indeed a pleasure to be here. It's always wonderful to be back home. And Shah Walayat Public School, whom I'm exceedingly proud of, is my abode. This conference is not only a mood after deployment of technology in classrooms. It is about how mind is formed, how judgment matures, how attention is trained, how creativity survives, and how future responsible and patriotic citizens are shaped. Artificial intelligence is not just another innovation in the digital space. It is first of its kind mass technology that can generate language, simulate reasoning, and produce instant answers, and has all the potential in the world to permanently change the learning equation in myriad ways. Recognizing this imperative, international tech giants are investing heavily in this space. Google, for example, has already announced to invest $185 billion in AI alone. Why AI belongs in education, and it is unavoidable in future learning and future work. However, the equation to my mind, the question to my mind is when, how, and how much to leverage it to get the optimal results out of it. In the words of Yuval Noah Harari's, Homo Deus, or godlike powers, this is that invention really. Rudimentary explanation of AI or generative AI, I use this interchangeably, is that it's a kind of artificial intelligence that creates new content instead of just analyzing or classifying existing data. Think of it that it can produce things, not just judge them, generate by learning patterns from massive amounts to existing data. And that's where I came out with the terminology of Homo Deus, because it does give you godlike powers. Generative AI models like large language models or image models are trained to huge data sets. They learn patterns and probabilities, then generate new outputs that feels human-made, but at the end of the day, they are human-like only and not humans. Let's dimension the vertical and the horizontal flow of education. Where does AI, or generative AI for that matter, fits best in this learning equation? Vertically speaking, while students are racing ahead of teachers in getting hang of technology, given their generational exposure opportunities, the early cognitive development must remain human-led. Too much technology too early weakens attention, patience, and reasoning endurance. AI removes friction and speeds up output, which helps advanced learners, जो अभी आपके सामने सलमान अख्तर साहब ने आपसे अपने experiences का जिक्र किया. Instant answers, however, reduce reasoning endurance. Depth comes from effort, not automation. Brains grow through struggle, not shortcuts. AI therefore should be a thinking partner, not a thinking substitute for the students. The requirement for instructors, however, is totally in contrast of that. AI, if used responsibly and smartly, strengthens problem solving. On the other hand, if used flippantly, it becomes a bypass around thinking. The research trends show that high early screen exposure is linked with shorter attention spans, shallow reading patterns, and weaker long-form comprehension. Putting devices into classroom is easy, but building cognitive depth is slow work. Therefore, the use of AI shall incrementally improve in the teaching ladder for students and must ideally be tailor-made to individual kids' requirements. ये इसका जिक्र अभी किसी ने किया भी था. To make it आपने किया था. To make it more effective and impactful. We need to be mindful that access to education and data without an accountability, जो डॉक्टर फौजिया भी जिक्र कर रही थी, authenticity of information could be extremely harmful. But ladies and gentlemen, उसका solution जो है ना, वो regulatory environment में नहीं है. खुदा के वास्ते सरकार को, मैं खुद सरकार को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ, खुदा के वास्ते सरकार को AI से दूर रखें. वो जो कहते हैं ना बच्चों की पहुंच से दूर रखें, AI को सरकार की पहुंच से बहुत दूर रखें. इनको कुछ नहीं पता कि AI क्या होता है और ये उसका बहुत बुरा असर करेंगे. आपकी ड्यूटी ये है एज सोसाइटी, जो एक रिकमेंडेशन आपके पास से आई थी सुमेरा, आपके ग्रुप के पास से आई थी, इट इज द सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू मेक श्योर दैट वी यूज AI इफेक्टिवली. मेरी तो पूरा थीसिस ही चार्टर ऑफ सोसाइटी के ऊपर है. वी नीड अ चार्टर ऑफ सोसाइटी फॉर AI देन एनीथिंग एल्स टू माय माइंड रियली. जस्ट टू कोट यू एन एग्जांपल हियर, आप लोगों को ये पता है कि यूके के अंदर कोई रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं है. आपको ये पता है कि यूएस का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है 4 सफ़ों पे मबनी है. तो किस चीज की रेगुलेशन चाहिए आपको? सरकार को प्लीज इसमें इन्वॉल्व मत करें, खुद अपने एंड पे चीजों को हैंडल कीजिए. अपना सोसाइटल वैल्यू इतना बेहतर बनाइए कि आपकी AI यूजेज जो है ना वो एथिकल रहे और यूजफुल रहे. सरकार के चक्कर में पड़ेंगे, ये सत्यानाश करेंगे आपका. प्लीज ये मैं बड़ा आपको क्लियरली बता रहा हूं. More than a decade, schools around the world digitized classrooms. The expectation was simple. More devices mean better learning, but large international assessments, including OECD system reviews, showed inconsistent gains. Reading, mathematics and science scores often did not improve despite heavy screen improvements. वो जो आप बात फरमा रहे थे सलमान साहब. Several top performing East Asian systems were cautious with classroom technology. Nordic countries that digitized early are now restoring back to printed textbooks and handwritten practice, as they tend to have better comprehension for the reader and the writer, talking from my personal exposure as an author. By the way, मैं जो आपके सामने यहाँ खड़ा हुआ हूँ और मुझे मेरा गुमान ये है कि शायद मुझे इस मामले में, एक तो मैं फिलर के तौर पे आया हूँ क्योंकि कोई और साहब को बुलाना था, वो आ नहीं सके तो मैं उनकी जगह पे आया. तो लेट मी कन्फेस दैट आई नो दैट फॉर श्योर, क्योंकि लेकिन मुझे ये लगता है कि इसमें वो जो कहते हैं ना पंजाबी में धक्का किने देता सी, मुझे धक्का जो है ना वो अली जौहर साहब ने दिया है इस पे. और वो इसलिए दिया है कि मैं बैंक ऑफ पंजाब का प्रेसिडेंट नहीं हूँ या पाकिस्तान बैंक एसोसिएशन का चेयरमैन नहीं हूँ. वो इसलिए दिया है क्योंकि मैं ऑथर हूँ और उससे मेरी जो रेलेवेंस है वो AI के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बन जाती है. I must confess, ladies and gentlemen, that my opinion in this context, जो वो भी मैंने राइटिंग की और रीडिंग की बात की थी, in this context is biased, given that my experiences with my book Seat 1C, which has been sold in excess of 6,000 copies within 11 months of its launch, and has already been translated and published in Spanish, while Urdu and Sindhi are underway and French and Mandarin are being contemplated. For the schoolgoers in particular, I am coming with sketch notebook with the idea to motivate them to get their hands on to the main manuscript of the book at the end of the day and pick up the much needed habit of reading. As a matter of fact, I believe that two disciplines, literature and technology, cuts across all disciplines and are an absolute necessity for the personal development and more so in our professional successes in this exceptionally competitive environment which is becoming more and more stiff with the passage of time. I've argued that point vehemently in my book and planning to write about it in the ये जो मेरी किताब सीट 1C है उसमें भी और जो दूसरी किताब है आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स उसमें पूरा आर्टिकल है सुमेरा उसको उर्दू में ट्रांसलेट कर रही हैं वो पता नहीं अभी तक वहाँ पहुँची या नहीं पहुँची बट वो लिटरेचर एंड इकोनॉमी वाला जो है उसमें covered भी है but there is a full chapter in seat 1C on communication in which way I have vehemently argued that how important it is to embrace literature and of course technology in our daily lives for our character building which leads into our professional successes too. मेरी जो अगली दो किताबें मैं इस वक्त कॉन्टम्पलेट कर रहा हूँ वो दोनों इत्तेफाक से इन अ वे इन दोनों एरियाज पे ही मुहित हैं. एक जो किताब है उसका नाम है फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन विद इट्स सोशल इम्पैक्ट एट द बैक ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी और जो दूसरी है उसका नाम है लिटरेचर एंड इकोनॉमी. अगले 3 या 4 साल में इंशाल्लाह दोनों किताबें आ जाएंगी. वर्टिकली इन नटशेल we shall have less screen time and usage of technology in AI in the initial formidable years for the students, while as we climb up the ladder in our learning advancements, the exposure to AI and technology becomes an absolute must and can't be escaped. कुलसूम साहिबा ने बात की थी about future ready classrooms. फ्यूचर रेडी क्लासरूम से ज़्यादा स्टाफ रूम की ज़रूरत है आपको. क्लासरूम तो रेडी हो ही जाएंगे, पहले टीचर्स को ट्रेन करना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है और अभी मैं उस पर आ रहा हूँ. हॉरिजॉन्टली ऑन द अदर हैंड AI shall assist the instructors more than the students per se and teach the teachers modules become key in this respect and must be pursued religiously and rigorously all across. Otherwise our learning endeavors run the peril of being compromised. The strongest emerging model globally, therefore, is hybrid. On a slightly lighter note, it is not just education alone where the hybrid is being talked about. It's in our daily lives too these days. In education, hybrid essentially means it entails teacher-led concepts, project-based application, AI-assisted practices, and the real-world problem solving, whereas the judgment remains human, interpretation remains human, and meaning remains human as well. We talk about digital infrastructure, but we rarely talk about attention infrastructure. Attention is now scarce learning resource. Schools must actively train attention by introducing long reading blocks, deep work sessions, device-free intervals, and sufficient reflection time. We must appreciate that attention is not personality trait. It is a trainable cognitive asset. And a system that does not protect attention cannot produce deep thinkers. अभी बात की सलमान अख्तर साहब ने about जेनेटिकली जो लोग बच्चे जो हैं वो ज़्यादा, मैं बाय द वे पर्सनली जेनेटिक्स पे बिल्कुल बिलीव नहीं करता. इट इज़ द इन्वायरमेंट विच क्रिएट्स द, और वो जेनेटिक्स की भी बात ये होती है कि जिस घर से वो आ रहे होते हैं वहाँ वो लर्निंग उनको मिलती है जो जेनेटिक्स की फॉर्म में हम दे देते हैं, बट वो जेनेटिक्स नहीं होती. इट्स द ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ द हाउस एंड द स्कूल दैट मैटर्स एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, एंड दिस इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ ऑल ऑफ अस एज अ सोसाइटी, एज फैमिली मेंबर्स, एज यू एज टीचर्स. Conclusively, AI supports scale, teachers shape thinking. The real lesson is not choosing extremes. The winning model is right technology at the right developmental stage in foundation years, prioritize reading, handwriting, storytelling, imagination, and minimal AI exposure. In middle years, supervised digital research and guided AI tools with focus on teaching, verification, and questioning. In senior years, structured AI fluency is critical, encompassing prompt design, error detection, bias awareness, AI-assisted research, and resultantly, AI will become a collaborator under human direction. Coming to the educational environment in our beloved Pakistan, giving the complex educational landscape with over 26 million students out of school and lack of adequate infrastructure to cater to the scattered population requires massive investment all across in physical as well as soft infrastructure. The affordability of technology in a fiscally struggling country will remain a challenge, and that's where the public-private partnership will become the name of the game, and the role of institutions like Shah Wilayat will become more pronounced going into the future. Best way out of this quagmire, to my mind, is not to educate students but to educate teachers on how they can use technology, generative AI, to bring efficiencies in the existing system. Spotting this opportunity, in a partnership with Google, Government of Pakistan via NRTC launched in November last year first Chromebook assembly line in Haripur. This facility is set to produce 500,000 Chromebooks annually by 2026, making AI-ready hardware significantly more affordable for students nationwide, and have already digitized 424 schools in Islamabad, bringing 220,000 users onto the Google for Education portal. In Punjab, smart labs with 200,000 Chromebooks and the first Google for Education Center for Excellence to serve as a blueprint for AI adoption. The real impact is anticipated to come with a strategic partnership with private school networks like Shah Wilayat. The banks remain the critical final piece, ensuring accessibility to all these tools and technology by providing the financing models that ensure every student and the teacher has an equal chance of these opportunities. I would conclude by reiterating that policy should define age-based AI exposure. Schools should protect device-free learning time. Handwriting must remain. Deep reading must remain. AI literacy must be taught formally. Teachers must be trained to supervise AI use and question outputs. I also liked one of the recommendations that the parents have to take charge of regimenting the AI usage. I think it's the collective responsibility of the teachers and the parents. And the education of parents in this respect will be very critical, and I would recommend to the two principals sitting here that perhaps the next conference that you do, you need to engage the parents more and educate them what are the positives and the negatives of AI usage could be on the students. Assessment must be test thinking, not just answers. We now face a design choice where the technology should enter education after the mind is formed, not before. If we do this right, AI will not weaken education, it will elevate it. If we do this wrong, AI will accelerate learning but reduce understanding. The choice is ours, and platforms like this summit are exactly where those choices are made. Congratulations to Shah Wilayat Trust for putting this forum together, which is not only topical but also strategic in nature. Wish you all the best and success in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zafar Masood.